Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel The Water World. So today in this video I'll be showing you how to open and clean the carburetor and air intake of Bajaj 220 Street. This is 5-year-old model. So I'll be showing you step by step how to open, clean and reassemble the carburetor and air intake of this bike. So let's begin. So as you can see, this bike is on the main stand at the current moment, and we are facing towards the left side of the bike. So the air intake is on the left side of the bike, and through here we can access the carburetor of this bike. So the first step is to remove the air intake. So we got two screws here of plus sign. We have to remove that. So this cover will come off, and inside here, this is inside here, there is the air intake and air intake filter. So we have to clean the air intake filter, and after that here is one screw. So as you can see, this this is the screw which connects the air intake pipe and the carburetor. So after removing the air intake, we have to remove this, so we can access the carburetor from here to remove it, and also to remove this one screw, so it will loosen the rest of the carburetor portion which is connected to the combustion chamber, this combustion chamber with here. So we have to remove two screws, first and second. After removing these two screws and behind their nuts both sides, we can remove the carburetor and then move to the cleaning process of the carburetor. And before removing the carburetor and after loosening both the screws, we have to disconnect this pipe, which is the fuel pipe. As you can see, the fuel comes through here, so close the valve, fuel valve, and this cable. This is the acceleration bar, so we also have to remove this. And to remove this wire, we have to loosen these two nuts. After loosening these two nuts, the wire inside, which we can see where I am putting the screwdriver here, this will come right out of these two holders between here. So after removing this, and so this will come off, and we can access the carburetor easily. So before moving towards the removal of the carburetor and the air intake, make sure to wear gloves, because you can see there's a whole lot of dirt in here. So you have to wear the gloves. So lot of you guys must be thinking why to remove and clean the carburetor and the air filter. So the main reason is to prevent your engine to wear excessively. Second, to make your riding comfortable. Third, frequent cleaning of the air intake and carburetor may increase your fuel efficiency, and this will result in longer life of your bike. So now first you have to remove both of these screws. So get a screwdriver with a plus sign. You might be thinking that why am I tightening this bolt before removing it, because there might be few rust stuck in here. So if you tighten this bolt more than this, where it is stuck here more than the rust, if it is there and stuck in here, then it will break loose and it will be easier for us to remove the screw. Give a little pressure to tighten. As you may have heard the small click sound, that then it is a good sign. Now we can remove the bolt. So both the screws have come off. Now we can remove the cover. This will also be the same as my previous videos. This will be stuck and hook on. So as you can see, two hooks and one rod. This may not be the best place, but it is still good to put all the nuts, screws while removing the air intake filter, carburetor. So just if it should be dustful. So get a cloth, clean it.
गाड़ी के काम कर रहे थे उसमें आप बजट को ही कर देंगे, आप कोई काम कर रहे हैं।
So after cleaning it with a cloth, inside part you can get the bolts, screws, nuts, whatever you have removed while cleaning and removing. Not only this, but rest of any of the part you can keep it in here, as this will reduce the percentage of your nuts, bolts going from here and there, and it will be all in one place. So now this is the air intake cover. The previous one which I removed, this was the bike cover, and this is the air intake filter cover. So both are different. Clean it. and there are 4 screws. First, second is in here, the third one is in pretty tight place, so it will be better to use a long screwdriver, and the fourth one is here. So after removing all 4 these screws, the air intake filter will come out. So right at this situation where bolt screws are in this such type of tight and inside place, which you have to remove some other parts or components of the bike. Make sure the one hand is pressuring the bolt or screw and keep your other hand below it, just in case if the screw or bolt fall, so it doesn't get stuck in rest of any of the part like this chain or any other part, which will may be very much difficult to remove from that. So if you can't from here, find another place to hold it. And the nice thing is that it is not falling, so remove it back. This was the first screw. Now 3 more to go. Now let me show you where that very tight screw is. So this is where I was talking that it is a very tight screw because it is in this place. Inside this. So due to less light you may barely see it. So this one is the third screw. Now removing this. So this is the air intake. This is the air intake cover. This is the air intake filter inside. This is sponge, and this one is the mesh plate. So if somehow large particle like screw or this piece of paper or some, let it be anything, any kind of this stuff manage to come somehow through the sponge, so this mesh plate will stop that from going inside the carburetor and damaging the entire engine. So in your bike there may be this one thing going upside down. This is a one simple thing. After cleaning it, you can put some oil, not any kind of oil but regular hair oil all over it, and then you can just spread it inside the entire sponge with your bare hands, and after that you can put it back in. So after many time bike is running condition and oil may come down. So this one part is the one which collects the oil. So if you are opening the air intake on your this Bajaj 220 speed for the first time and you find this, so there may be a reddish and pinkish color of oil inside this if you pull this down. Moving. Now get a minus sign screwdriver and this just come out like. Now you have removed this mesh too, so just put it back in the proper shape over the air filter. So if you are cleaning the air filter at the last, so till then this mesh will protect your sponge. Now get the plus sign screwdriver and remove the first clip on hinge which connects the carburetor and air intake. You may not need to completely remove the screw and nut, just loosen it till end. You can just slide it back. Now the second. This is the reason to wear gloves, because at sharp corners this is what a sharp corner has done to my glove, so it may injure your finger too. So remember to wear gloves. So this one was only a screw on this hinge. Now there are two pipes on the carburetor. So first one is the fuel pipe and the second one is the drain pipe. You can remove the drain pipe at the first, but you have to remove the fuel pipe. To disconnect the acceleration wire, you can see the moment. So this is the acceleration wire. This controls how much the acceleration should be of the engine. This will result in higher RPM, but it will compromise your fuel efficiency. So now to remove the acceleration wire, there is one hook here. You have to remove this, which is in the very bottom of this mechanism which controls the acceleration. You have to just remove the wire. So this was the one hook I was talking about. So just pull this up like this and pull the wire down, and there is one hole on the side of the hook, so you have to pull the wire through that hole and it will remove the hook. So this is the one hook which controls the acceleration of the bike. So if you kept on pulling, this will go inside totally. So do not do this. After you have removed the wire, pull it all the way down and keep it aside. And now after you have removed the cable, do not open the throttle. Now we have to remove the carburetor. So this is very important. We have to remember where was that curve, because it is very important. Because if that is not in correct position, while again putting it back, the bike will not run properly. Now this wire, sorry, this pipe which is on the side is of air intake, secondary air intake. While the bike is in idle position, so the throttle in this carburetor is in almost completely off position, so there, so that does not result in proper air supply. So this is the pipe which helps. So there is hole, hollow pipe, so through this pipe, hollow pipe, so through this pipe air goes into the carburetor while it is in idle position. And what is idle position? So when the bike is on, then I mean that ignition is on of this bike and it is not running, that means you have not put any gears and it is not moving. So at that time, this is the one which helps. So at that situation is called idling. So now removing it completely. So pull down the wire and push, hold it up the carburetor, pull down the wire and then pull this up. So this is the acceleration wire, it has come off completely, and the carburetor has also came out properly. So now to remove the carburetor completely, so now this is the carburetor. The acceleration which I was talking about is of this, the valve inside. This is how it works. And this is the choke valve. So what the choke valve does is, when your bike is in a cold place where the temperature is not good enough to combust the air and fuel mixture inside the combustion chamber, what it does is you have to pull this choke valve. So inside here on upper side at this position there is a hole which supplies extra fuel directly from here to here. So it increases the amount of fuel going into the combustion chamber, gives you a richer combustion ratio, and the bike heats up more quickly. And after few minutes of running on choke, you can close this, open and close. So you can close this back again, and after this the bike will again get the proper fuel ratio as it was set by the factory, the proper amount, and it will again give you the fuel efficiency, and then it will not stop. And this is where the air enters. This part was connected to the air intake, and this side was connected to the combustion chamber. This bottom part, this is where the fuel is stored. So now towards cleaning the carburetor. So while cleaning the carburetor, if you feel that you are not comfortable with cleaning it with pipes, so you can remove the pipes. So all the reddish color which you are seeing while I removed the carburetor was of petrol. So while cleaning it or doing anything on the carburetor, try to do it while it is in top position only, because there is pretty much almost full amount of fuel in this. So over here in this float chamber, fuel may leak from anywhere. So try to do as much it is in straight position. Now, so what carburetor does, the working is that it mixes the air from the air intake and the fuel from the fuel tank, and mixes it in a proportion which is, we call it in technical words is, so that ratio is called cytochromic ratio. And so what that ratio is it is the proper, or you can say exact proportion in which there is a proper combustion inside the combustion chamber, and also does the best amount of fuel saving, which we say efficiency. So as you can see, I've tilted a bit, so the fuel came on my fingers from the float chamber. So be careful and wear gloves. And if you have any kind of skin reaction or any kind of skin problems, so wear a full size of gloves and make sure there is no hole in that, because due to fuel you may have some worst reaction on your hand. And also if you have any kind of injury on your hand or skin has come off due to some reason, so make sure the fuel does not touches that area, as it may result in very critical situation and lead to your very bad skin reaction. So always wear a gloves. Now removing the top part of the carburetor. Be careful. This is the first, now the second. So the ratio which I was talking about, so there is not only that ratio, but there is also two terms which are lean and rich mixture. So this is the spring underneath the top cover. Here there is fuel, so we have to clean it. Now be very careful. As you can see, there are two more screws underneath this and holes as well. You can see two screws and above them two holes. This was the second screw of this cover. Now before removing it, you can see that here is a hook, and what this hook does is it helps you indicate where you have to put this rubber ring properly, and there is also spacing given on this carburetor. You can see there is small groove for that ring, and also few dust in this. You can see the black, so we have to clean this also. So the ratios. So there are two more ratios, lean ratio and rich ratio, or we can also say that it is lean mixture and rich mixture. So what are these two mixtures? So lean mixture is where the proportion of air and fuel, in that the proportion of air is way more than fuel. So if there is one fuel in that ratio, so there will be 25 to 30 air. This is the ratio. So 30 and 1, 30 air and 1 fuel. So in this case there is way more air and lesser fuel in the ratio proportion. So this is called a lean ratio. And rich ratio is where there is 1 fuel and 10 air. So the proportion is comparatively more. So 10 is air and 1 is fuel. So in that case the fuel is more but still lesser than air and way more than lean mixture. So in that case there is the percentage of fuel in that mixture is way more than lean mixture. So that is why it is a rich mixture. Now moving on to removing this rubber housing carefully and slowly. So one more thing about this ring is that, as you can see on this side where there was where this part connects the air intake, you can see there is a slight curve. See above my gloves, this slight curve. So if I moved the rubber ring on either side, so this also moves. So the putting this ring on the top, there are two reasons. First, to place this top portion properly, and second, to indicate where this curve should be. So while removing this also comes out, and you can see that there is one pin, and below the pin there is the choke valve. And as I previously told you few times, if you slanted the carburetor, there is chances of fuel leak. So you can see there is fuel, and if I turned on the choke, the fuel will fall down. The fuel is now. This is a pin underneath this. Be very careful while removing it. So this is the inside portion of the carburetor, And also on the top part there are 3 holes on the top. All this helps in in proper working of the carburetor in all the situations. While running on normal speeds like 40 to 50 till 80, then going above 80 to 100, 120, 140, and below that while in ideal condition, when the bike is at a stop but still running. So all these holes helps in various situations. So this particular carburetor is in 3 piece, but as in one of my previous videos of the CT100, it was in 2 piece. So the design, style, parts, number of parts changes from bike to bike, to manufacturer to manufacturer. So but in general the basic concept is the same of all the bikes. Now as you can see, there is still some fuel inside the float chamber which is coming out. So now removing that part. There are always 2 or more than 2 screws in each carburetor, which keeps connecting the upper part of the carburetor and float chamber connected. So as I already said, the first screw is here and the second screw is here. So after looking from the top part, the first is here, the second is here in diagonal position. So while doing this, these 2 pipes may also concern you, so you can remove that too. And this pipe was the one which was connecting the fuel tank and this carburetor. And if you are doing it all by yourself for the very first time, so or if you are going to do after watching my video, so here's an advice. While doing this, click photos of the carburetor from each side so you can remember which pipe was where while again assembling it after you have done with cleaning. So now I have removed all the 3 pipes, so we can now go on to removing the screws. Get a screwdriver and then remove it like this only. first screw came off. Now the second screw. So you are seeing, as I said, that it has fuel in it. So as soon as I loosen the bolts, the fuel came off. Still coming, the bolt came off. Do it carefully. This is what I was talking about. You can see the dust in it. Yes, it is dirt. So now you can see it is dust. So rather than using or keeping this fuel, just throw this and then we can go on to cleaning part of the carburetor. So now moving on to cleaning the float chamber. You can see the float chamber gasket has also worn out. You can see the dust sealant in it. So there is one more thing. Rather than throwing away the fuel away with the bit of dust in it, you can just simply put the fuel on the sponge of the air intake filter. This will lead to two things. First, the cleaning of the air intake filter sponge, and second, the fuel will also not get waste. As it was very deep inside, I had to take a screwdriver to clean it. cleaning. Sorry for the background noise. I can't do anything as I'm inside my building. So now into cleaning this part. Don't do it too much as it is very thin rubber. So don't do it too much as it is of very thin rubber. So with your very hard cleaning you might tear it, and it will lead you to a very huge expense. So neatly and carefully cleaning it. Now on to cleaning the main part. Be careful as in bottom here is the float chamber. Float chambers float. So be careful while cleaning it. So if you have already seen my previous video of cleaning the City 100's carburetor, so this video will not be as detailed as that video was. So I will not be removing these screws. Just a regular cleaning. Now you can see that this is the first screw, and in here is the second screw. And to remove the float of the float chamber, the needle here, the pin is also been screwed here to ensure more safety. This part is not. Now on to cleaning the inner side. So this is pretty much it, the cleaning. You can also remove this choke valve as it screws out, and you have to unbolt with the help of spanner. And you can see here the slide pin inside. This helps in, and this also, the side pin. This pin is controlled by this screw. This pin helps in nor idling of this bike, and this screw, it controls how much the rev should be, the acceleration. So here are two screws from which you can set the ratios. Now connecting everything back where it was. No. So while putting it back, be sure twice before completely tightening it with screws. If you are sure that this is where it should be properly, then fit it. Tight it fully, because if even there is a slight loosen, the fuel will come out of the float chamber. Now the top portion. This was the cap of the tub. Clean this too. So now with the help of that guide we can place it properly. You can see that there is space here, so this is the exact place where it should be. And now the cap above it. Before that, the spring, even clean this. Compress the entire ring and clean it from inside too. Now this spring inside and the cap on it. Hold it properly or it will just jump right off your hand, because it is very long spring inside. So before that happens, quickly place the bolt inside. Don't completely tighten this one. First put the second screw and align it properly, and then tighten. Now properly fully tight both the screws to ensure a seal proof joint. So the carburetor is done. Now the air intake. So the fuel which was inside the carburetor, I have used that fuel to clean this sponge of the air intake. This is of the air intake filter. Just pour that fuel on it and then rub it completely, and then drain off the remaining fuel, and then this is cleaned up. Now this is the air intake filter cover. This has 3 screws. remove all the 3 screws, and then this plate will come off, and then we'll clean the entire part. Now place the sponge on it. And then the mesh plate on it, and we are done with the air filter as well as the carburetor cleaning. So now moving on to assembling it again. Now place this plate back inside. And then the air intake. So I have placed the air intake back in its place. So now not completely closing it, just place one screw to keep it in position. Now towards the carburetor. First we have to place back, put all the pipes back where they were first. So first the fuel pipe, so first pipe. Now the second pipe, this one was here, the secondary air intake pipe. This one works when the bike is in idle situation. Now the third pipe, the long pipe, which is of excess fuel drain pipe. It is on the float chamber. So now moving on to putting the carburetor back in its place. So first we have to put the side which is on the pump, which is connected to the combustion chamber. So first we have to connect in that, but before that we have to connect this acceleration wire back in its place. And now you may be thinking that what is this DTSI means. So DTSI, this is one of the many short forms which are used in many vehicles. So DTSI stands for digital twin spark ignition. That means this spark plug. That on this bike there are two spark plugs which helps in the combustion of this bike. So after you have fitted the nut of the bottom side, leave little bit of space before completely tightening it, then pull the entire screw up, then tighten the upper side of the nut. So now, as you all can see, I have fitted the air filter, carburetor, accelerator wire, everything. So now it is the time to take a test run.